Hi, I'm Rebecca Jensen with the Historic Sites Unit with the Department of Tourism and Culture at Government of Yukon. Welcome to Fort Selkirk. Fort Selkirk is a co-owned, co-managed site between Government of Yukon and Selkirk First Nation. Fort Selkirk was identified under Chapter 13, which is the chapter on heritage in their final agreement, as a site that would be co-owned and co-managed between the two governments. Fort Selkirk was recognized for its significant connection to the history and culture of the Tutchone people and to the people of Yukon. The two governments, we've been co-managing the site since probably the 80s. And we've done a lot of work at the site, as you can see. There's already over 30 historic buildings here for people to explore and to enjoy and learn about. Behind me you can see we have St. Andrew's Church here. It's one of the many structures that we've been working on the conservation and interpretation of the site. It's had various work throughout the years, fully functioning bells still. So those are the type of activities that we work on the site jointly. We have Selkirk First Nation has a crew here in the summer managing the maintenance and care of the site, and then Yukon government brings in contractors and log conservation specialists throughout the year, depending on the types of projects that we have underway.
What I'm doing right now is making a hometown moose hide, and Audrey and I come down here every summer. We used to work here, her as an interpreter, and myself as started out as a security and worked right up to project manager. And we've retired now 10 years ago. We built this cabin so we can come down here. It's important to us. This site here is not just a historic site, but it's a healing place to our people, and has been for countless years. And both of us have little health problems that when we walk up over that bank, it's like the sickness goes away. And so we really like spending time here for that purpose alone. Audrey was one of the original inhabitants of Fort Selkirk when she was a child, and she saw the steamboats come. She saw the town die. Her brother Danny Roberts stayed for the duration of his life, and he spent his last day here before he passed. And he was one of the reasons why these houses are still structurally sound, because in the winter he would remove the snow from the roofs, and eventually when they looked at the site to become a historical site, he was brought on as an interpreter because of his knowledge of the town, the people. And our people themselves, Selkirk First Nation, Northern Tutchone peoples, they enjoy coming down here and spending time. Their own reasons, but just the peace and the quiet and the sense of serenity while you're here is very, very, very important. As a historical site, there was a number of houses along the bank here that were First Nation peoples. But as they left, they give that house away to somebody else, and it would be chopped up for firewood. So we would like to eventually one day see those houses rebuilt to the original, from photos, whatever they could from photos to rebuild it. I did.
Hey, Zanu Sultan, Gutjan Ki, April Baker Uji, Dunki, Eju, Tin Huling, Klinget Ki, Dekuchdiet Uji, Pelicrossing Junini, Hucha Hudan, Tin Ichi, Hanjet Ichi, Ine Ite, Audrey Richard Baker Uji. So I just introduced myself in the language. I said my English name is April Baker, and I don't have a Northern Tutchone name yet. I have a Tlingit name. My dad is Tlingit from Carcass Tagish. My mom is from Fort Selkirk and Moosehide. And I have, and when you introduce yourself to elders, they always say, who's your mom, who's your dad? So I introduced my parents, Audrey and Richard Baker. And I dance with the Selkirk Spirit Dancers. We kind of added a Northern Tutchone name recently, but people are having a hard time to use it because they're so used to the Selkirk Spirit Dancers. And it's Hucha Hudan Yeling, which is what we're named, Hucha Hudan, the people of the flat country, because this Fort Selkirk is all flat. My older sister Carmen always says that when we kind of grew up in my dad's country when we were little, and we moved to Pelly when we were kids. I was 7, so she was 12, and nobody was dancing, and we grew up dancing with my great grandmother Angela Sidney and the Tagish Nation dancers. And when we moved to Pelly, there was hand games going on all the time, like every day, every night. People would play hand games at the old community hall, but no dancing. And my late grandparents, my mom's parents, who's from here, and they used to dance too. And that's Elsie and Charlie Johnson. But nobody else did. So Carmen wanted to bring that back to our people. And she started a dance group, the Selkirk Spirit Dancers. And she started with 6 little girls, her 2 daughters, who are like 26 and 28 now, I think. I can't remember. But she started like way back in 2000, way back. Not way back, but back in 2003, I think, or 2004. And she had her 2 daughters and their 4 friends or family friends, whatever. And then people kind of came and went in the dance group in the next couple of years. And then those girls outgrew their dance regalia, so it was kind of put on hold. And then Terry Lee kept bugging Carmen, get that dance group started again. We want to dance. My kids want to dance. And then she's like, okay. So we called out to the community, to all our aunties and grandmas and mothers, and started sewing regalia. So there was a whole community project, kind of, I guess I would say, started making regalia for all whoever wanted to join the dance group. And that's when people started joining, and there was Terry and her kids, and she asked me to join, me and my daughter and Ocean. And Ocean, she was like 2, I think, she was in my womb when I started. So she started dancing since she was born. And a lot of the kids that you see dancing, the older kids, they started when they were little. So now there's new little ones joining, and I think that she got the dance group back together for, like I said, when we were performing for 2007 Canada Winter Games. And then after that, everybody started calling her and wanting us to perform here and there. So we started getting exposed and traveling around, It's been going strong, I would say, since then. And then COVID hit, and everything, yeah, you know, the whole world shut down, and we haven't danced for 2 years. And I think the first time we danced was at, it was like at small, when they started saying that we could have little small gatherings. I think the first time we danced was in Minto, or was it in Pelly? I can't even remember. But our first big show was at the Adaka festival, and now here. And then we dance on Wednesday for the Selkirk First Nations 25th anniversary of the signing of the final agreements, self-government. They're having a big celebration on Wednesday, so we're going to dance there for them, and then we go to Moosehide and dance for the Moosehide gathering. And yeah, we're getting back into it, and new little kids joined, so that's exciting. And Amber is our new, Terry Lee used to be our coordinator, and now Amber took over, and she's our coordinator, so she holds practices. She had a practice yesterday at the youth center, and yeah, so we're just going strong now.